Last September, we started talking about forming, my colleagues and I on the Supreme Court, forming a citizens commission to study the New Hampshire courts. And the origin of that was our belief, our firm belief, that the courts in this state belong to the people of the state, and they should have a large input as to the future of the system. And we spent many months gathering the people who are standing behind me. And I've had a chance to thank some of them directly. I'll have a chance later to thank them all personally, I hope. But I thank them with my back to them for their service to this commission. I think it's a historic day here at the Supreme Court and for the judicial system, because I do not know in the history of this court system that we have ever opened the doors this wide to the citizens of our state for their input on the future of the courts. It's long overdue and most welcome. I don't think any other branch of government in state history has done this, and so I'm particularly proud that we're doing it this afternoon.
Thank you very much. My name is Kathy Anagus, and I'm very proud to be co-chairing this with Will Abbott. One of the things that the Chief Justice had asked when he called me to take on this task is, how much do you know about the courts? And I said, you know, not all that much. Are you willing to learn? Yes. I am very pleased that not just myself and my co-chair are folks that need to learn a lot, but this is an opportunity to really assist in a public institution to move it forward.
I'm going to ask everyone to head inside. Yes.
I need to get everybody's name left to right.
He's probably not kidding.
He is kidding. That's Jim.
Could we get back to you on that? That's the nicest question we're going to get all day.
This has two important ramifications. One is it places a huge burden on court resources. Staff are called upon to answer telephone calls and deal with pro se litigants who have little or no experience in handling their own case. Judges have to consider pleadings and arguments drafted by people who do not have experience and are often difficult to understand. The second ramification, and probably more important, is that people who represent themselves often do so inadequately. Arguments are not raised, issues are lost, and people's rights are effectively lost in the system. The task force took two fundamental approaches to this problem. First, at one end of the spectrum is the prospect of increasing the availability of legal services. And second, at the other end of the spectrum is making it easier for people to represent themselves by, for example, simplifying court rules and forms. There's a certain tension between these two approaches, and the tension is whether by oversimplifying the system to accommodate non-lawyer litigants, important safeguards are sacrificed that are important to ensure the reliability of the result in judicial proceedings. But consistent with these two approaches, the task force came up with a number of recommendations. First, consistent with providing more legal access, the task force believes that litigants are always better off with a lawyer. Lawyers are not an obstacle in the justice system. Lawyers contribute to the justice system. And the task force recommends that the state and seek to expand legal services for low-income litigants. The other recommendation along these lines is to allow lawyers to provide what is called limited representation, that is, to show up and handle only a portion of a case, which would reduce the cost.
Let me end by saying that today is a historic day because of all of you. And if we do this process the way I think it deserves to be done, 18 months from now, the people of the state will be better off for it.